It's morning somewhere, so wake up and let's go on this run. The morning run. 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Hawaii time. It's morning somewhere. Shout out to everybody checking in all across the world. If I can get it out the right way. We are your hosts, BiggDogg Chico, Phillip Dukes, and Uncle Neely. We have some special guests coming on with us today, but we would have a nice little discussion before we bring on our three guests. Good morning, fellas. How are you guys doing?
Hey, doing good, brother. You know, you brought an interesting point up.
Yeah.
Is it called Hawaii time? What is it called out there?
I love when you put me on the spot. I used to say Pacific time, but I
No,
realized
that's California. I know that ain't
exactly.
right.
I
Yeah.
realize that's California, but yes, Hawaii time. Hawaii time.
So in other words, he don't know, y'all. Like he
It's
don't
Hawaii
know the
time.
time. He don't know the time zone in which he lives. It's probably something like Samoan Cinco time or something.
Oh man, it's Hawaii
Just
time.
making up facts and figures. Oh, now if you're checking in on chat, we see you coming on in here. Arizona's in the house, and Memphis 10 is in the house. Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha in the building.
Omaha.
Dukes, how you doing out there in Georgia?
Man, I'm good, man. How you doing?
I've been making it, man. I saw Cam win his first race. You said his first heat, yeah.
Yeah, he won the heat. So he had 6 heats and he won his. So I think he placed that was for the middle school state championship. So he placed 16th in the state as a 5th grader. So that was pretty good.
Nice.
Shout out to Freddie D. Freddie D says American Standard Samoa time.
That's in Samoa. That's in Pago Pago, Samoa. I'm sure. Hawaii. And
Chico,
also, I think it's Alaskan time too. Huh?
I said you went from not knowing to chat. Freddie, get out the chat. Fight Chico. That's what I'm talking about. Come fight.
Hawaii time.
Then Carlton Webb says Hawaii Aleutian Standard time.
Yeah, you can say that too, but Hawaii. It's Hawaii time. We say Hawaii time out here. Like I said, when I first came out here, I said I thought it was Pacific time. And then I was like, nah, dog, you on a whole different, time zone in California. I'm like, damn, we that far? I thought it was, like you said before, man, I thought it was just right there off the coast of California.
Man, I ain't know. When you told me it's like a 6-hour flight from Hawaii till you get to the mainland, I ain't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Why you make Aunt sound like that?
Because he always shoots shots.
Hey, those shots just.
Hey, speaking of shooting shots, Dukes.
Yo,
you talk basketball with somebody that know basketball.
Me? I don't feel like talking. You talk to Duke today, Unc.
Yeah, not what I said.
Basketball too, Unc.
I'm gonna talk to Duke, somebody that know basketball. You know, you and I, Dukes, have talked about how some of these stats and records that used to matter don't matter when you don't like the person. Like, for instance, when Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double, it was the gold standard of basketball. Then when Russ came and did it, everybody's like, oh, no, it don't mean that much. I don't mean something again now that the Joker has done it. He averaged a triple-double this season, man.
Yeah, I think especially for people who want to kind of say that he's one of the top centers of all time. And when you look generationally, like you said, you're like my father's generations caught the tail end of the Kareems and that type deal. So for the young people, Joker may be the best of their generation. But yeah, I think they definitely gonna hype that up. I mean, just to keep it a buck. And not to say he don't deserve it. I think he's a great player. But yeah, I think when Russell did it, man, it's almost like he got struck from the history books. I was reading that, and I was like, is he the first person to ever done it? And Russell Westbrook did it multiple times.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, who Russ is and has kind of it's kind of been like struck from the record book. So I don't know. I think that's a very good point. I hope I would like to see how that works itself out.
Chat, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. If we had an intern, he could do it too, but he don't be paying attention. I want to say Russ has done it 3 times.
I think it's 3.
I want to say he has averaged a triple-double 3 times in his career. Because when he first did it, it's like, oh yeah, he's still not better than Big O than Oscar Robertson. Then he did it again. Now it don't mean nothing no more. But I'm gonna be interested to see now that Joker has done it, how big of a deal is averaging triple-double gonna be? Because I think it's a big deal.
Yeah,
I think it's a damn big deal. I don't care if you like a person or not. That's a hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah,
absolutely,
man. You don't see people who most consider, the top players in the NBA averaging anything close to that. You see, like Jordan, a guy averages, one thing way higher than the other thing. So, like 30-some points, then 6 rebounds, 6 assists, something like that. But Jokic, man, it's unbelievable how he just continued to pile on the stats. But it's also a credit to his teammates hitting the shots too on the assists. So,
if it was easy to do, everybody would do it.
Exactly.
Say that.
Exactly.
Yael says it was 4 seasons, and Kobe came back behind her and said it was 4 seasons as well. Again, if we only had an intern in the house.
Well, boy, in the cup.
Oh man, look back there chilling.
Yeah, what's up, T?
Back to
He's averaged a triple-double in 4 NBA seasons, the most in NBA history. Here's the breakdown. 2016 through 17, 31 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. 2017 through 18, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. 18 and 19, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. And 2020 to 2021, he averaged 22 points, 11 and a half rebounds, and 11 and a half assists. Amazing. Shout out to Russell Westbrook, man.
Yeah, that 30-point triple-double. Okay, I think that's what Joker had. Is Joker's averaging 30? If I'm mistaken.
Let me see. I know that was the first time since Oscar Robertson in 1961 that a player to average a triple-double. He won an MVP that year too. Jokic stats. Let me see. This year he is 29. He's third in the NBA with 29 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, and 10 assists per game.
Man, Russ with that 30-point triple-double is crazy.
As a point guard. What, he's like 6'3", maybe? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And Jokic, you could say Jokic is crazy too. A slow-footed Slovenian who wasn't expected to, do much. What was he drafted in the second round, late round, whatever? So I don't think they were projecting him to be an MVP caliber player to bring championship to Denver. I don't think so. But hey, let us know in the chat what y'all think.
Touching on some basketball now because we got a CU heavy show today. We're gonna have Brett Bartolone join us in the last segment, tight end coach. Middle segment will be Gunnar White, the offensive line coach. And coming up first is going to be Corey Phillips, director player personnel. It's a busy week for Corey and his staff with the portal opening officially on Wednesday, but upperclassmen being able to declare now before the portal opens. And, CU picked up some guys this weekend. So we're trying to get our basketball talk done before we get into all that because got something for you, Dukes.
Yep.
22 years of playing ball. His streak, the longest streak in NBA history of averaging 25 points a season. LeBron averaged 24.4 this year and brought the 25-point streak to an end. What a damn run.
Incredible. It's a testament to not only his skill, but to his endurance and the things that you put on the court physically also pretty much tell the story of what you did with your body off the court. For him to be able to maintain that level of play for that long, like right now, LeBron is younger than me, but if I can't sprint. Right now, if I sprint, it's gonna be a long couple of weeks for me. Like I can't sprint. Like I just can't.
Hey.
I mean, I'm only 42. I think LeBron 40.
Yeah.
So just that, I'm just flabbergasted at how athletic he is at 40 years old. And 40 years old is when they fell off the cliff for me. Like I said on the when I was on the hot mic, I was telling one of the scouts, I was like, "Hey man, when they hit 40, buddy, it was over for me." And so to see what he's doing at 40 years old in that tip-top condition, man, it just is. You gotta pay your respects to him as not only a great basketball player, but also somebody who's really fit and took care of their body.
And get this, Big Dog and Dukes, it didn't go from 25 plus down to like 16 or down to 12 or down to 8. It went to 24. Like he's
24.4. That's crazy.
He's still right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Dang, man.
Now he one of them. Now it's like, how old was Jordan when he left?
Man, if we had an intern.
I think Jordan's what, like his final
40?
year? Yeah, be what, 40 maybe?
Yeah, he played into that. Yeah, he played into 40.
And just from the eye test, like Jordan ain't look nothing like LeBron did physically.
No, he didn't even look like the same Jordan.
No.
Yeah, you saw LeBron put on weight, but it was different. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think LeBron could put on weight and be a legit power forward for 5 or 6 years in the league or something like that. Michael Jordan was 40 years old when he retired the third time, which was the final time after playing 2 seasons with the Washington Wizards. Retired for good at the age of 40. And Dukes brought up a point. I'm laughing because it was partly true for me too, in a sense. But it was funny how he said it. You know, he was like, man, here, I'm and I can't sprint. And I was like, damn, I thought about that the other day.
It's true. It's called father. Like, there's 2 things that's undefeated in the world. Get your pencil out.
Definitely Father Time.
There's 2 things undefeated. That's Father Time and Coochie.
All right.
They ain't never lost. Never will lose.
He ain't lying.
LeVar Ball never lost. But look, Dukes, write it down, Dukes.
Father Time.
Father Time.
And Coochie. And they ain't never lost.
Is that with a K or a C?
It's with a C-O-O. C-H-I-E.
Whoa.
Coochie.
All right.
Ain't never lost.
That's not Cochise. This is not Cochise. Okay.
Undefeated.
Hey, man, that is true, though.
That's yeah.
Dukes, we talked about this last night a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. Can the Lakers beat the Wolves? Can the Lakers beat the Wolves in the 7-game series?
Yeah, they can.
Will they beat these guys, and how will they match up in your eyes coming up in this series?
Man, I don't know. That's must-see TV, man. So, I got 2 of my favorites. I'm a LeBron fan. I like Luka as well. Definitely Anthony Edwards is my favorite player in the league, face of the league for the younger generation. G Herbo's son got me not want to say YNs no more. So for the YMs, the young men, yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know, man. This is a good one, like, because you think about what type of problems the Timberwolves present to the Lakers. They would have to go out. If it's me, Naz Reid is the guy that makes that series difficult for the Lakers. I think perimeter wise, the Lakers can guard 1 through 4, but I think where they struggle the most is when you got a big guy that can score in a perimeter. And Naz Reid is a guy who likes to play on the perimeter, even being 6'10", 6'11". So I would say that he's going to be the catalyst for how this series goes. I think if they still had Karl Anthony Towns, I wouldn't even question it. I would say I would give it to the Timberwolves, but with the currently constructed Timberwolves right now, I would probably lean a little bit towards the Lakers and hope that the T-Wolves win. But if I had to put some money on it, I would go with the Lakers.
I drew the same conclusion. We talked on Uncle Chico last night. I say Lakers in 6. I don't think either one of these teams will sweep the other one. I think there's too much talent, whether it's individual or collective talent on both sides, that I don't think anybody's going to go 4-0. So I'm going 4-2 Lakers because I just love what Luka brings to the table. Really stretches the floor. What part of the floor are you going to guard him, and who are you going to guard him with? And then, of course, LeBron is LeBron, even with the tweet growing. So I do think the winner is going to be the public, because this is going to be great TV. The way they're gonna hype this series up like it's the finals.
Yeah, must see TV.
It is what it seems like. what is that? Saturday, 2:30 p.m. my time, Hawaii time, is when it'll pop off. And that lets you guys know right there how the game, like prime time, you guys get home from work, y'all can sit down and have dinner, and the game is coming on right on time, 7:00, so to speak. 2:30 p.m. is when it pops off here. You got to make adjustments, or you're gonna have to not look at your phone, because by the time you get off work, you're gonna know what happened in the ball game. Crazy. But you're right, Dukes. Naz Reid averaged 21.5 points versus the Lakers in 4 games this season. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. So I think you're right. He might be the missing piece and the catalyst for the Wolves to win this series. But I'm still going to say you can have Naz Reid. You go to the library and read. Hell, you can call Coach Carl Reid live. Lakers in 5.
Now, you know what? I want to do one for the T-Wolves just because you said that on Wednesday. I'll be ready. I'm T-Wolves now. Just I'm taking a page out your book, Chico. I'm being contrarian on purpose.
All right, that's what
Chico.
I just pulled out of my back pocket. But let's transition.
Dukes and Coop, we got our first guest with us.
Yes, sir.
Coach Gunnar White has pulled up to the set. Offensive line coach, Colorado Buffs.
Coach Gunnar.
I was putting Red Bull on camera, but they ain't cut the check yet for Gunnar.
That's right.
Yeah. I interviewed Coach White in his office, and Red Bull Cam was positioned, and we ain't heard from Red Bull, so we're not gonna show him.
That's right.
Oh man,
good to see you.
Welcome to the morning,
Coach.
With BiggDogg Chico, Deuces Coop, and yours truly, Uncle Neely. Coach White, give us your assessment of the O-line this spring, man.
Some good development so far. Zach Chrysler, Manu Tamani, Zary McGill, they've all done what we expected them to do whenever we brought them in and recruited them. Center spot's looking pretty good. We just need a guard right now. And with Xavier Hill committing this past weekend, I think that's looking better in that direction as well too. Jordan's still Jordan. Jordan's always going to be consistent, and Zai, he's been a huge surprise for us. Very, very pleasant surprise. In the meetings, we always do grades in the morning, and he's always in that conversation for the 5.
Yeah.
And for guys that don't know that, every morning we go through grades, and then we give them a 1 through 5 grade. 1 being, what are you doing? 5 being, all right, you're giving us everything that we need. And really hasn't been a 5.
No?
Yet. So he's right there in that conversation, and so is Jordan too. So it's been a very pleasant surprise. And then the competition with Cash and Z, it's been heating up. It's been good. So they're learning, they're developing the way that I think we need to.
Nice. How you doing, Coach? Congratulations on your new position.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You brought in Xavier Hill. You just spoke about him a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about him. What does he bring to your offensive line room?
Versatility. Most valuable asset is being available, right? Available. And with him, he split reps at Memphis. He had half reps at left guard and then half reps at right tackle. So he answers 2 voids for us with a guard and a tackle piece all in one position. So that's been the nice thing about having him. And 2, like he fits the mold that we need. He's got a great family background. He's just a great human. And whenever he plays, he's really nasty too. So we need that attitude on the line as well.
Most definitely. Duke?
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask you, as far as spring ball goes, I saw when I got to observe practice, I saw there was a lot of healthy competition in individual drills and group drills with the defensive line. Talk about that relationship between your room and the defensive line and how that makes Colorado better as a whole.
Off the field, it's great. Everybody gets along, and they got the same, goals in mind. But on the field, they hate each other. And I think that's healthy because iron sharpens iron, and everybody's getting better off of the competition. It's not something that, it's lopsided O-line or D-line. It's competition, like you said. Like everybody's getting a shot at everybody. And then we try to do 2 reps as far as with pass pass rush. But usually the D-line, we get one, we'll get one, and then we'll have a best 2 out of 3 type situation. Keeps it.
Yeah, Coach, you got a couple of shout-outs. One for Reef. He says shout-outs to Mississippi homeboy and JSU alum Gunnar White. Y'all didn't know that, HBCU grad right here.
Yep.
Also a question, and I just missed it, but it was about the center competition. If you could talk to us about that. Tell us more about the center competition if you can.
Well, Cash, you know what you're going to get with Cash. He's smart. He's consistent on the field. He needs a little bit more work whenever it comes to anchoring on pass rush because he was lighter, but he has gained a lot of weight, and he's gotten stronger through the offseason with Coach Swayze. So that's been good. And Z, you know, we came in, watched his tape from La Tech, and what you see is what you get. You know, he just had to get a little more comfortable with the offense, getting to know, you know, how we call things and what our adjustments are. And he's getting more comfortable in that. So it's coming a pretty good competition between the two.
Yeah. You have some former pros in your offensive line room on that staff with you. Can you talk about Coach Hageman and Coach Garrard and what they bring in helping you and providing their wealth of knowledge in that room with the offensive line?
Well, the beautiful thing about us is we're all saying the same thing. So we're always on the same accord. We're always on the same page. And they might verbalize it a little bit different than I do, but at the end of the day, the goal is always the same. The outcome of the plays are always the same, but they can put a little spin on it because they played a lot more ball than I did. I mean, Dre, he's, you know, 5-time All-Pro. He played for over a decade. So he's got some tips and tricks for the center position and the guard position that really helps our guys and they can relate to. And then where Coach Hageman, he comes in, he's more with the tackles and the guards. So that was more of his specialty in his wheelhouse. And I think it's a beautiful thing, you know, and we take turns talking in the meeting room, even give Grant a little bit of love. He ran the meeting this morning too, because we try to develop everybody in the room, whether it's players or coaches.
Nice.
Coach, you have a reputation. When I ask people, they talk about you being a technician. When you're dealing with this high level of athlete, is it difficult sometimes to kind of, if a guy may not have the perfect technique, but he's still getting the job done, but you know later that he's going to need that technique if he goes to the next level? How hard is that for you to decide when to take a guy who's like a natural athlete and give him some of that technicality or that technique that he'll need to take him further?
Well, you preach the technique the entire time, throughout drills, throughout team periods, throughout the meetings. But at the end of the day, offensive line is not cookie cutter. Like I can't teach Jordan Seaton the same thing I can teach Cash Cleveland, you know, because the body type's different, the athleticism's different. So you have to do things that favor their natural attributes, you know, and vice versa. Like Jordan can do certain things that Zai can't do, and Zai can do things that Jordan can't do. But at the end of the day, you always work on the quote unquote perfect technique, but it's not always the same for everybody.
Gotcha. We got a super chat just dropped in, fellas. Chairman A with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that love. Shout out to you guys. Question for Coach. Coach, will you be going back in the portal for more linemen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, who's not at this point? You know, I think that there's not enough big men on the planet anyway, much less that are strong and athletic. And I know I've said that in conferences before, but it's the truth. You know, you can't just go down the street and find somebody that's 6'8", 330, and they can run a 4.8. That's
coordinated.
Yeah. Most of the time they look like a baby giraffe and they can barely get off of the ground.
It's true.
So it's a unique thing that we just got to keep going and keep evaluating guys and hit our marks.
There was another super chat from Chairman A again, $5. Appreciate that. If you had to rate the O-line right now and their progress, what would it be? And also, how's the chemistry coming? Thanks.
I think the chemistry is great at this point in time. You know, there's not cliques in the room. Everybody's on the same accord. Everybody's hanging out with each other. And it's not just like Jordan getting the guys together, like Mono would get them together, Cass would get them together. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because it's not just, the freshmen here or the first group or the second group. I think the chemistry is really good. And then it's been a open communication in the room as well too. And that's the nice thing about having all three of us in there, and 4 if you count Grant, is that we can cover more ground in meetings. With me being in the front of the room, I can get like the top corner. Dre, he can get the front and right corner. George can get the back corner, and then Grant gets the other side by the door.
Yeah.
So it covers a lot more room that way, and then gets more information, and that way we can get to like more class on grass, so that we can do more walkthroughs. Guys don't learn the same way. Like there's 3 styles of learning: audio, visual, and kinesthetic. And then not everybody's gonna.
You can't take Chico from Alabama. You can't take Chico that fast. Now,
okay,
give it to him again.
All right. So audio, you got to talk through it, hear it, right? Visual, you got to do the diagrams, the play drawings, the film. Kinesthetic is more walkthrough, so you see the looks and you feel it with the And then,
but a light bulb go off over his head. Boy, I love learning.
Yeah, but you got to get to know the guys and see what they learn the best from, because some guys can just write it down and they got it, they're good. Some guys have to actually see the structure of the defense and walk through the combos and how you're supposed to get to your -1 backer or your point that you need to get to. But like I said, and other guys get it on film, or it's a combination of it. And then rating the guys from the time that they got here, let's just say January, right? Because that's when the slate starts, from with me being in the room, Dre and George, and then the new guys we brought in from the portal. We went from about a 2, I would say, to about a 4 overall. And we still have some time, 3 days left in spring ball for practices, and then with the portal coming in too. But I think we've made major steps in what we're trying to do as far as protect the quarterback and run the football.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And so the audience out there knows on the scale we use, 4 is who you can trust.
Yes.
3 is, average, a little below average, whatever. 2, I cannot trust you whatsoever.
Yep.
1, why the hell are you even here?
Yep.
And 5 is that what we all going for perfection.
Yep.
So going from 2 to 4 is a big thing.
Huge. It's huge.
You call that 1 Uncle Neely. Unc.
No, I can't do that. Neely, in my world, he's a 5.
Oh man.
Okay.
He's sliding your money. I know it. Yeah.
No. That I've just built a relationship with Neely over the years, from start of Jackson State until here, and I've seen him grow, and he's seen me grow.
Absolutely.
So it's been a beautiful thing.
Nice. Can you do something for us? And that is, I'm sure Neely will understand this. Can you let everybody? Can you learn us about you? Can you tell us about you? Your background. How did you get into coaching? Tell us where you're from. Give us a little bit of family history and so on.
Sure. I'm from Cherry, Mississippi, which is about 15 minutes south of Jackson, Mississippi. Played high school football, played a little bit of college ball. I sat out of school for about 2 years. My mom had renal cell carcinoma, which is stage 2 kidney cancer. And I was medically disqualified in football too. So it all kind of worked out in the same timeline. But when she got healthy, I wanted to finish my degree and be home at the same time too, just in case, something happened with my mom. So Jackson State was the place for me. And I got in there, and swimming class was an elective for my degree. And there's an equipment manager that was in the class, and I saw that he had Jackson State football shorts on. And his name was Brian. And I went up to him. I saw he was struggling swimming because I was on the swim team, so I was pretty adept at swimming.
We can't swim.
Yeah.
I can say we play in the water.
And I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, I will teach you how to swim. I'll help you to swim if you introduce me to your boss." And he introduced me to Joe Shaw, and he was the head equipment manager at Jackson State at the time. I did a stint with the Bears, about a decade with the Bears. But anyway, I busted my tail doing equipment, and Timmy Chang took notice of me. He was the offense coordinator at the time, and he's like, "Gun, what are you doing? Like, what's your goal?" I said, "I want to coach." And so he took me under his wing, and I did equipment, and I did student coaching under him. And then after their time was done, he handed me to Hal Mummy, which was he was the head coach at Belhaven, which is what, 6 minutes down the road. Yeah. It's a Division III school in Jackson, Mississippi, and I was his offensive line coach. And from there, I went to the University of Nevada, Reno, with his son, Matt Mummy, who was the offensive coordinator at the time under Jay Norvell's staff. And I was there for 3 years. My GA time ran up, went to the spring league with Hal again, won the championship at a professional level. And after that, I got called back to Reno after Jay left, and I was the tackles, tight ends coach. And Brett Bartolone, he was still there, and I worked with him for 2 years there. And he came up to me and he's like, "Hey, Gun, you never guess who FaceTimed me." I was like, I don't know who. He said, "Deion Sanders." I was like, "Get out of here." No, he didn't. Why would he be contacting you? But Mike Leach was the connection, and he was the bridge on that because he was the head coach of Mississippi State at the time. So after the bowl game, Brett moved to Jackson, and he introduced me to Coach Prime and the staff that day, and here we are.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love the branches on the coaching tree from Chang when he was in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything that Mummy did, rest in peace, for college football and offenses. And then you end up working with Brett out this way, you know, and then going to Jack State, which was home for you.
Yep.
And look at you now.
Yeah. So
talk about dues paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. It's all about taking that what is that initiative, when you said something to Brian, that's his name, right? Did I get it right? Brian with the shorts on. You saw him with the JSU football shorts on. You had to say something to him. You could have just let it be.
Yeah.
You know?
And one of the things in that, Chico, is this was volunteering.
Yeah.
This was volunteering.
Put in that work.
Yep.
Man, amazing story. And hey, congrats to you. Continue to elevate and go up and do your thing and prove a lot of the haters wrong. But we're cheering for you over here.
Absolutely.
100%.
And before you get up, Coach Gunnar, let me ask you this.
Sure.
We got 3 practices left, one of which is the spring game. It's practice to me. It's just practice in front of people. What are you looking for out of the low line these last 3 reps and your evaluations and to see if they maintain that forward growth?
Mainly just the 3 emphases that I put out in the morning meetings. No penalties, finish your blocks, win the line of scrimmage. And it doesn't have to be in that order, but those are the 3 things that we need to do to get to where we need to be.
And I saw one more question now. For real, we're going to let you get up.
Sure.
Talk about the conversations, relationships now with coaching staff, as far as like the O-line and the running backs coaching Marsh Falk, and how y'all plot and plan together for success.
Yeah. So we're meeting as offensive line and running backs at least once a week. So they get to hear our calls, where we're supposed to go, how it's supposed to set up blocks for them. But at the same time, too, it shows where they're supposed to hit their press point and their aiming point. So it puts the linebackers in position for our combos. So it's full circle. And I get along with Coach Falk very well. We got a pretty good relationship. And then with Coach Dre and Coach George, like it's a beautiful thing. And then J-Mac too.
Yeah.
Like it's a full
we got to have
circle
him
deal.
on. That joke's got some energy.
Yeah,
man.
he's a good man.
Yeah.
You know, he comes from a similar air raid tree too.
Yep, he sure does. He sure does.
Yeah, air raid, run and shoot.
All right. Well, y'all heard it from the man himself, Coach Gunnar White, offensive line coach here at Colorado, has been with us this morning. We got Corey Phillips coming up next, as well as Brett Bartolone on the morning run. Coach Gunnar, appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
My man.
Coach Gunnar.
See ya.
Yes, indeed.
Cheers. Grab that mic.
Great, hey, amazing story right there, man.
I'm
with
sorry.
Coach Gunnar.
You good? Grab the mic, Terry.
What'd you say, Unc? Oh, you said I'm sorry. Oh, you was talking about something. What you say?
Oh, I was telling Terrence to grab the mic, but he did it.
Okay. See, he on point, man. See there?
No, I had to tell him 5 times, and then he walked in slow
Come
motion.
on, Unc. Just say yeah, he on point. Give him a little love.
How can he be on point when I'm saying hints like if we only had an intern, if we only had and he ain't even like he just blinking.
He was Johnny on the spot.
Let me tell you what, dog. And I hate to say this for the company, but Corey Phillips.
Coach Corey, I'm trying to help, Coach.
What fail? He ain't gonna make it to the fall, dog. We gonna get the
Oh
portal.
my God.
We gonna get. Speaking of the portal, we got our man Corey Phillips, director of player personnel, join us. The portal opens on Wednesday officially, but that hadn't stopped him and his staff from working and grinding all weekend with some announcements coming in because those upperclassmen, they don't have to wait. They can say, "Here I come."
Yes,
and they coming.
They have said they are coming. We added 2 championship pieces this weekend. Can't name them by name until we're signed, sealed, and delivered. But the world knows who they are, and they are big pieces for us, and are going to add a significant value to us.
Love it,
Yes,
Chico.
indeed. Coach, we appreciate you joining us, Coach. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Better than I deserve.
Yeah, I see a lot of former players that you've had relationship with call you Coach Corey. You know, can you give us? I do this all the time. Can you give us a little bit of your background, your coaching history, and how'd you end up in the position that you're in right now?
The coach of the Coach Corey doesn't come by name. I actually earned it. I was a high school football coach before I actually started in college football. Coached 10 years in high school football. Loved it. Loved my time with those young men. Loved my time in the classroom. But college is ultimately where I wanted to be. And I'm thankful for Derek Mason giving me an opportunity in 2016 and hadn't looked back.
Definitely. Nashville.
Coach Phillips, you have a really big name when it in Georgia right now. Like, you're one of the hottest guys when it comes to recruiting. What was so special about your relationship with these kids in Georgia, and how do you end up making those relationships?
Again, I go back to how you treat people. When I was at Vandy, we recruited the state of Georgia because academically those kids fit the profile when we were recruiting kids at Vandy. And I've always tried to maintain good relationships, and you try to do right by people. Recruiting is a relationship business, and if you do right by people, you'll have success in this business.
Love it, man. Love it. A lot of folks are in the chat singing your praises, man. They love Coach Corey Phillips. Talk about the dynamic over the calendar year with you and your staff, because clearly this recruitment time portal about to open. And then there's different phases y'all are doing during the season, but it's never a slow day in recruitment. It's 24/7, 365.
Phone's always on. Again, recruiting is a relationship business. And we when we got here, we inherited a bad route. So there was some work that had to be done, and we've kind of kept that rhythm of how we're going to work throughout the course of the year. And now, because we're taking more high school kids, there's an extra onus on making sure we do the due diligence that's required to take upper echelon high school kids.
Coach
Phillips, whenever he do that, whenever he choke, he about to lie. Maybe
Go ahead, Dukes.
Messing with him. Whenever Chico chokes, the lie coming.
But a lot don't care who tell it.
No, you don't. Yeah, clues from me.
See, that was a nice little lie you just told right there about me. But I'm gonna pass it to Dukes.
Hey, you see how I put that thing up there for him?
Yep. He just came right and dunked that thing. Didn't even know what he was doing.
Look, good point guards can facilitate the game for everybody.
There we go. Coach Phillips, what do you guys look like when you talk about defensive backs and working with one of the best or the best who's ever done it, Coach Prime? Is there a specific profile that you guys are looking for when you look for corners or nickel safeties or safeties?
DBs in general, you just kind of listen to the Pied Piper. Coach is going to give you exactly what you need. He knows exactly what they look like, the makeup. Hey, this one works well with this one. This one works well with this one. So you just listen to the Pied Piper and go from there.
Mm-hmm. I know you wear a bunch of different hats. Can you explain to everyone what your role is and what you do as far as making this whole operation work?
By job title, I'm my director of player personnel, NFL liaison. But I think in all good organizations that fine print at the bottom, all duties assigned to, I live in those all duties assigned to. We work in the kid business, so whatever is in the best interest of these kids, that's what I'm doing every day. If it's overseeing the 85 scholarships that we have, it's that. If it's acquiring new talent, it's that. If it's checking classes, I'm not above that. So again, we work in the kid business, and these young men, we get them at 18, some of them a little bit older, and they still need somebody to help them navigate the day-to-day operation that is life. So I'm here for the kids. I work in the kid business.
Absolutely. You may remember this, Coach. Utah, I think a couple of years ago on the road, we talked at the end of the game, and you had your list. Go find a replacement for 2. Start now. Get to upgrade this offensive line, and a lot of those boxes have been checked. You got a quarterback battle going on right now. That's a testament to our recruiting ability, because you got 2 talented guys that can do the job. Talked to Coach Prime yesterday, and he told me he wants to, get a couple guys on D line, get some help in the secondary. When you get that grocery list from him, his eyeballs, and then your staff go out there and find it. Talk about that communication process with the head coach, and then going out there and looking to see where these pieces are.
We actually had that grocery list meeting this morning. We went position. Each side of the ball gave their needs. Coach gave his input to it. Hey, this is where I see it. This is where we need to grow. This is where we need to stay. And now we have it. We'll continue to formulate a plan with our coaches. Hey, what about this kid? What about this kid? Does he fit what it is that we do offensively or defensively? Is there value for him on special teams? And we'll continue to collectively put this thing together.
Got a super chat dropped in us. Chairman A again, $5 super chat. Coach, we appreciate that. What's up, Coach? When evaluating players, how much film do you watch on that player and choose to offer them?
So be mindful that a highlight tape is exactly what I just said it was, a highlight. It's going to show all your highlights, your best plays. So for us collectively, we're going to watch a game. We're going to watch some games. We want to see what you do without the ball, what you do in the fourth quarter. How do you make the people around you better before we jump too far out there? Again, we want to make sure that we get it right. We're not in the business of cycling through players. Coach wants to graduate these young men and see them be pros in more than just football.
Coach, highlight your team, because you have about 6-7 people on your team. If I'm wrong, let us know right now. But give a shout out to all of those guys and let us know what they do.
Again, I usually start every conversation with it's the people that I work with. Darius Darden-Box, Malika Slayton, Alexis Ellis, Sarah Galligan, and we just added Jock Upton. Like, we don't have a large team of people. I'll take this group in a fire any day, because I know exactly what they're gonna do when the bullets start flying. When you don't have enough of this, when you need to make something work, we've got a agile team of people that work well together and figure out a way to get things done. I can't harp on those individuals enough. Malika and Box do an unbelievable job. Malika, Box, Alexis do an unbelievable job every day of when I can't be in the room, they can be. And I don't want to beat the drum too loud for them, because you end up losing them that way. But Malika, like, they are some of the best in the business. I'm fortunate I get to work with them every day.
Yeah. I heard you were adding a Hawaii division also.
Listen, I'm looking for good football players. So good football players and good personnel, we will never turn down.
I got to tell you something. Look, I ain't called him Coach Phillips. I called him Nuke. This is my frat, bro. Let me tell you something, Nuke.
I earned that too.
It's about 5 times in one day that Chico say something. I had to go, this like Egypt.
I wear a lot of hats, so people tend to think I can get them hired. The blessing in the job that I do every day, I know somebody that can hire you. That I can't.
See that? See that?
Yeah.
See, Coach Gunnar White said something to Brian with the JSU shorts on. Look where he is now, coaching with Coach Prime on one of the best staffs in the world. I just got to say something.
My truth be told, Coach, I didn't know Coach before I got this job. One of my former college teammates, Austin P, Carl Reed, made mention of me, and the conversation went from there. Again, it's not what you know, it's who you know and the manner in which they know you in.
That last part.
I can't, again, I'm thankful for the relationships that I have because that was a former teammate. And he just mentioned my name and it went from there. So I'm thankful.
We grew up getting taught, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But in that who you know, people miss the fine print of what do they think of you when they know you.
Correct.
And what is their assessment of you?
Yes. And again, I go back to it's how you treat people. I try to make sure I always treat people the way I want to be treated. And I'm fortunate to be somebody's daddy. I've got a 14-year-old that eventually is going to go off to college. I'm trying to put some goodwill in the world that hopefully a coach or somebody says, you know what, I'm going to make sure you straight.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to make sure somebody else's son is straight every day.
Hey, man, this has been Coach Corey Phillips, Director of Player Personnel, your Colorado Buffs on the morning run. BiggDogg Chico, Dukes the Scoop, Uncle Neely. We got Bartolone coming up next. We appreciate your time, brother.
Appreciate
it. Yes, sir.
Appreciate your Corey.
Hey, man, we've been nonstop bop over here. Terrence got up and did something, like right down the date and time. 11:49 a.m. Mountain Time. I didn't even have to say get the mic like he did. Like he did it. Like
you're gonna stop throwing punches at my dog Terrence back there, man.
Yeah, I might have to be on this light.
I did some lotion
around, Coach.
They roll for that. Another exclusive coming up right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our tight end group, man. You have been mentioned like in every interview before you.
For real?
Gunnar White mentioned you.
Did he?
Corey Phillips mentioned you. Like you a hot topic, man.
Corey mentioned me.
Yeah, just then.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
And I'm mentioning you too because
I would expect that from Gunnar.
Yeah, it's all good.
You have control of the most versatile group on the football field, the tight end.
That's right.
You, Coach.
So let me lay the land for you.
Okay.
Chico played tight end.
Right.
And there's no more important position to him than tight end.
That's exactly right.
So he over there blushing and gushing right now because he's been wanting this interview.
Let's talk tight ends, man. Let's do it.
So,
yes,
Coach,
sir.
I want to talk tight ends with you in this sense. We had a prolific QB past couple of years with a prolific wide receiver and wide receiver room. In fact, our first year here, we converted a wide receiver to tight end and got a lot of action there. With these two quarterbacks coming in their first time in this system, it seems to me they're getting the ball out quicker, maybe, something on their to-do list.
Yeah.
It seems to me that's going to bode well for your room.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to line up and we're going to do our job, and that could be a variety of things, depending on the week, depending on the guy that's back there dealing it. Look, if we're going to be attached to the core and block the edges, that's what we're going to do. Shador obviously had an unbelievable skill set, and he's able to spread the ball around the field and touch any part of the field and get it wherever he wants. And we had really good receivers last year and really the last 2 years that he could dish the ball to. So now these guys back here, that's what spring ball's for. Maybe they have a little different skill sets. I do think that the two quarterbacks that we've had dishing the ball for us, I do think they're very talented and they could both play at a really high level, throw the football around. So, but that's what spring ball's for. We're going to see who we are as an offense, and we're going to maximize all the players that we have on offense, quarterbacks, tight ends, and whatever our role is, that's what we're going to do.
So,
love it. Tight ends.
What are the skill sets of the tight ends that you have in the room right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now, so Savell Smalls was a guy from last year. He's a dude who he started off as a defensive end when he got here, played defensive end over his career, and we transitioned him to the tight end room last year. He's embraced the role. He's come a really long way. So like last year, if we're in 11 personnel, it's Savell. He's attached to the core. He's blocking defensive ends. He's chipping on protection. He's doing all the dirty work, right? And so we have a guy that we feel like could put his hand in the ground and maul people, as in Savell. Now you add a guy like Zach Atkins to the mix. Zach can stretch the field. He could run. He actually played wide receiver back in his day. So he's fluid in that sense. It's natural in that sense. He could create mismatch problems on the defense and run vertical, catch the football, run good routes, but he's also a willing blocker. And he's tough. He's got a chip on his shoulder. That's one of the things I loved about his tape. And he carries that with him every single day. So I think he's a guy who could do a little bit of everything for us right now.
Nice. Duke.
Coach, I wanted to ask you, as a former, if I got this right, did you coach quarterbacks previously?
I have, yes. Mm-hmm.
So how does your experience as a quarterbacks coach kind of play into your new role as a tight ends coach? And how does that help you overall as a coach?
Oh, there's no doubt. And I'd say this, like coaching tight ends has made me a better coach, like 100 times better coach, just from being involved in the run game and just the small little details of what a tight end's got to do in the core, out the core. It's made me a better coach, and it really ties everything in together. Like I played receiver, so I've been out there on the perimeter. I've ran routes. I've been in the quarterback room. I've coached quarterbacks. So now I'm seeing it from the quarterback perspective, okay, and how he sees the defense and how he sees receivers getting open. And now I'm seeing it from a tight end perspective, which is just slightly different. Now we're in the mix a little bit more in the box. We're blocking. We're tied in with the flow of the offensive line. So I've really seen it like at all angles right now and how it all ties in together. But I think tight end is one of the very unique positions, and those guys got to be tough. They got to be smart, and they got to carry a couple different skill sets.
Now, Coach, I'm gonna he said tight ends, not book ends, not you was somewhere else. Chico dropped out of Bible college because they made him take a Bible class.
Oh, is that what
So,
Dang, man.
he said, "How
wasn't
dare
expecting that.
Yeah, he said, "How dare they have a Bible class on my curriculum? I'm not paying for this."
Didn't see it coming.
Coach, I'm gonna ask you a long question because I want Chico to have time to pull up your college playing picture. That's a hint, Chico. Yeah.
Say that again.
No. I said I'm gonna ask you a long question, so he'll have time to pull up your college picture.
Okay. Well, look, here's the thing, though. It's crazy you said that because I was actually going to pull up this picture right here and get his reaction.
Ooh, God dang, man, that was a while ago. That was 17, 18 right there. That's in front of the Rose Bowl. That was our first recruiting class. That was just a bunch of Southern California dudes that were part of Coach Leach's first class at Washington State there. So they did a little photo op. But I didn't have a hair on my face back then. I had it on my head though.
Yeah, you flipped it. Yeah, you just Coach, what I was going to talk to you about, there's a nameplate on your desk.
Yeah.
Your name, PhD in attacking,
right.
Doctor of attacking. When I've seen you as an OC, right? Seen you coaching quarterbacks, coaching tight ends, no matter who you're working with, no matter what the organization, you're all about go stand on their feet, put your face mask on their face mask. You initiate the attack. Why is attacking so much a part of your offensive mindset?
I think it encompasses every walk of life. Like we're going to go get it. We're going to attack it. We're not going to sit back and wait. And I think that's relevant not only to football, but in life as well. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Anything you want in life, you got to go get it. And that's how I see it in life. And anything I do in life, I want to be all in. I want to throw all my chips on it at the table. And then from an offensive standpoint, or even from a tight end standpoint, I see it the same way. Like let's not sit back and wait. Like don't wait for someone else to make a play. Like let's force the issue. Let's be the aggressor. We want them to react to us. So I use that phrase, in anything I do. If I'm playing basketball at the rec, I'm going to go attack it. If I'm coaching, I'm running a tight end meeting, I'm going to attack it full force, and I'm going to put all my chips on the table. And that's just how I approach everything I do.
It is certainly how you coach, man. And the guys in your room, they adapt to it. I love it. Right. Chico, what you got?
Where were you going with the picture? Huh?
Oh, you pulled up another one. So I was just going to let them see how badass he was. Because y'all, like, here's what people think about badass. Like they'll look at me and think I just got badass. Like no, like
Yeah.
I've been badass 30
You've
years.
been
Yeah,
like this,
yeah.
man.
So I
Been
wanted them to
badass
see
30
your
years.
wide receiver picture from college.
Yeah.
So they could know
So I know which one you're talking about. So that one right there, are you talking about the one where I'm walking off the field and I
Yes.
just look? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that was not that long or not that far removed from that picture right there. I still had that style going in that picture. You just can't tell because I'm covered up with the helmet or the face mask.
Yeah.
But I was grizzly looking, man. That's when I first started experimenting with the beard, and I was just 19 years old, and it was growing in all patchy and whatnot. It didn't look good at all. But now I'm older. I'm more seasoned. I got the beard oil going on and stuff. So I got ways
That's
to
right.
get the volume that I want on my face. See, that's young Brett, like again, but look at the hair though. Look at the flow.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that something? It was actually like I just started wearing hats. It started thinning up at the top. I started wearing hats and I just cut my losses and moved on.
You hear that, Chico?
Is it? Oh,
Cut his losses and moved on.
That's what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say stop dyeing your hair. Just cut your losses and move on.
I knew it was bad. My mom started putting Rogaine in my stocking when I was like 19 and 20. I said, I'm like, let's just
drop it in.
Yeah, I'm just going to get the clippers instead and take care of it myself.
Just come on, like Charles Barkley said, come on home.
Yeah,
come on home.
Exactly.
Dukes.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask you, as far as what you've learned so far from Coach Prime in particular, what's been the biggest lesson that you've learned since you've been under his guidance?
Stick to your guns, man. Like if you truly believe in something, if you feel a certain way, you don't care what anyone else says, man. Trust your gut, and even when the crowd's going right, you go left because that's what you believe in. And I have a lot of respect for people like that. And Coach Prime's one of the first real humans that I've been around like that, where he don't care what the outside thinks. He cares what he thinks. He knows what's best. He's here every day. He's making decisions every single day. He's given me confidence to live my life like that and make decisions. I don't care what I don't care what the herd's doing. I don't care what everyone else is saying or doing. I believe in a certain, whatever it is. I believe in this, and I'm going to stick to it, stick to my guns. I don't care what people say.
Yeah. Well, one of the things people are saying is that you're very handsome in the chat. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
You got a few of those.
The beard oil's paint. It's the head. I got a fresh shave. If I had the cul-de-sac going on, it'd be a different story.
I'm not.
I've never heard that with the cul-de-sac.
People saying about you, Chico done seen 15 compliments and he ain't read one of them to you. I'm gonna let the people know.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm gonna let the people know.
Sometimes we need that confidence.
Coach, let me ask you this before you rise up out of here. When you sit in that offensive meeting room, you got a coordinator, Pat Shermer, been there, done it, NFL level. You look across from you, Marshall Falk is there, Jay Field, yourself, Pollock has been coaching at many levels. Talk about the combined talent that's in this offensive coaching staff room.
Yeah, I think it's really unique, right? Because you got a guy like Pat Shermer, who's he's coached at every level. Obviously, he's been in the NFL a really long time as a position coach, as a coordinator, as a head coach. That's priceless right there. So he's been there, he's done it, and then you add other guys to the mix. Like I've been a Division III coach. I've coached at the FCS level. I've been at the Group of 5 level. And then you got guys like Jay Phil. He's coached in college football at many places. Coach Pollock has done it at the high school level. And I just think like the more stops you get within your staff, the more places that they've been. I think the more collective ideas that could be thrown into the pot, if that makes sense. Everyone's seen it on a variety of fronts, whether it's at the high school level, the college level. Everyone's done it a different way, and I think the diversity in that helps in offense. It really does, especially in college footballs these days. You're going into the portal, and your roster is constantly changing. You got guys with all these different viewpoints coming from all these different areas of college football. I think that only helps.
Love it.
Coach, if I'm a tight end coming out and you're recruiting me, right?
Yeah.
What makes?
Why is he already laughing?
Because I know Neely's going to try to take this somewhere else. I'm just going to ask you. If I'm recruiting me, if you're recruiting me or anyone, Coach, what makes you guys stand out in your recruiting tactics and ways that you recruit? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, just collectively at the University of Colorado, I think first you got to start with our head coach and being the only head coach that wears a gold jacket. And obviously he's surrounded himself with a staff, with a couple other additions that wear a gold jacket as well. And just the guys with a ton of NFL experience. So the message that we send to recruits is like, okay, you got a compass, you want to go somewhere. In this case, it's the NFL. So how are we going to get there? And what we tell them is like, you got to surround yourself with people that have been there and that have done it, right? So like, you know, you're going through practice, you're going through spring ball camp, whatever it is, and you face some adversity, things are hard, but you better dig in and you better listen to the guy leading you. He's been in your shoes. And he's been there. He's done it. He's done it at the highest of levels. So especially in Coach Prime, like I think it really, I think that's really important when you're trying to get something out of a young man that's really, really hard. And he's listening to you. And I think he's more likely to listen to you when you've been in his shoes and you've done it. So yes. I think that directly applies here at Colorado to our staff, because we got a bunch of guys in the building that have been there and done it.
Dukes, what you got?
Coach, I was going to ask, with the quarterback room and you being a former quarterback coach, what specific skill sets does each quarterback in the room, whether it be Star, whether it be Juju, whether it be Caden, what do they bring to the table individually?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll start with Caden. I mean, he's a guy that could deal the ball. He can throw it. Like, I think he's gotten this, I don't know, people have been saying, okay, he's a runner. He could use his legs. Well, he's more than a runner. This guy could throw. He could deal it. And I think when he's confident, he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Obviously, the legs are an added element to it. And it's not just design quarterback runs with him. If he gets into a sticky situation, he can create and get you out of bad situations with his legs. But he's had production. He's had experience. I think he has natural leadership traits. So we're very, very lucky to have him. Obviously with Julian Lewis, talented as all heck, right? I mean, this is a guy who is mature beyond his age, way beyond his age. Again, he has natural leadership qualities. He could see the field better than anyone I've ever seen at his age. And then similar to Caden, he still has enough athletic ability to where he could still get you out of bad situations, and he could create and he could extend plays with his feet. He could change arm angles, make the tough throws across his body, off platform. We are very fortunate to have that one, and I'm excited to see him really grow in this offense. He's going to be a special one. And then you got a guy like Staub. Staub, probably a little more limited with his feet, but again, like still able to do some things more so than people would probably give him credit for. Staub's a smart dude, man. I mean, he knows football. He works at it. He studies it. And so one thing about Staub is he knows where to go with the ball, and he makes quick decisions. He knows his limitations, but he's able to deal the ball effectively and efficiently and really own the offense, not just so from a passing standpoint. He knows the run game. He knows how it's all tied together. He could probably change plays at the line of scrimmage and throw off added run defenders to create the mismatches and the one-on-ones that we want. So I think Staub's done a really good job over the last couple of years, just gaining an overall understanding of the offense.
Love that. If you're just joining us, this is Coach Brett Bartolone, tight ends coach, Colorado football. We've had Coach Gunnar, white offensive line on, Coach Corey Phillips from player personnel on. Let me tell you about this guy right here. Y'all don't understand that it ain't just about winning for Coach Prime. It's about dominating. And I remember year one, we win the SWAC, undefeated in conference play. But we weren't winning by a big enough margin because he thought we had the talent to be dominant. He calls into the coaching tree and they recommend this guy. Guess who comes in the OC? It takes us up a notch. He knows ball. He's a professor of attacking.
There you go.
My man, appreciate you stopping by. You know you're welcome anytime, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Anytime.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Chico.
indeed. Yes, sir.
I got it firsthand from Coach Brett that he appreciates you as a tight end having eligibility left. He said he's just concerned about your abilities left, so he's not going to offer you when the portal opens.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
He's
fine.
not concerned about eligibility. He's looking for ability.
As he said, the best ability is availability, and I'm definitely unavailable right now. Like Duke said, I can't even sprint. You're watching these young kids sprint out there and make your knees hurt. Like, dang.
What a show, fellas! What a show!
Yes, indeed.
Starting off
man.
this last week of spring ball, man. What a show! Three coaches dropping by.
Amazing.
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to the booking agent for the morning run. The booking agent went crazy. Not gonna shout him out by name.
Well, he ran the corner. He backed up with the sound man.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, man. Booking agent went crazy, man. That's one of the most beautiful parts of the morning run is when you got somebody boots on the ground. You get access that you just don't see in this ecosystem at all. So, want to give a shout out to Uncle Neely for sharing his platform with us as well. So we appreciate that for sure. And Chico,
it's our
Chico,
platform.
thank you for being the sound man, Chico. I appreciate you.
I'm not the sound man. The sound man over there. I just make sure he's straight.
Well, being the engineer.
Okay. Yeah. No, appreciate you, Dukes.
Yeah,
thank
you. Yeah, thank you, man.
I be trying to tell the world the sound man and the engineer is like Humpty Hump and Shock G. Like y'all be letting that fake nose fool you. That's the same dude coming out here, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, the chat went crazy. Thank y'all in the chat also. John Gray said, Chico not sound man.
I tell you what, Chico the moderator for sure. Because somebody said something about Chico, he got him up out of here. Now people talk about us all the time. He don't say nothing. That man put Chico name in it.
They don't talk about y'all. They show love. They come here hating on me.
Dukes, let me tell you something.
Get up out of here, dog.
I was gonna wait till the show ended to talk to laugh about that, but you brought it up.
Nah, you can bring it up on air. Listen, y'all come here with the.
I done seen them come at your head and my head, and not only did he not delete it, he laughed at it. They shot one shot at him.
Cause it's bull junk. We don't have no bull junk going on up here, man. Get up out of here. Because only if they knew.
Chico did that, man, like Uncle Phil Jazzy Jeff. Oh!
Hell up out of here. Now we'll play those games. Because you wouldn't say nothing in my face.
Man,
that's the only thing. That's the only thing. You feel me?
You better believe
Keep
it.
the same damn energy. If not, then I'm just gonna handle you, by the book. And that is just, going about it here. All right.
Hey, look, King David said Duke's trying to make up for leaving his mic on their pro day without a compliment. Nah, man, I just ain't no hater.
See, y'all, listen, man, listen. For one, we got love for the chat. But for two, shout out to my coach, Harper, who said, man, you got to take it with a grain of salt, man. You got to take it with a grain of damn salt. And I never understood that. I never really understood that until he broke it down and said, listen, man, you ain't as good as they damn say, and your damn sure ain't as bad as they damn say. So who gives a damn what they damn say?
That's all right there.
Straight up.
It is. And what I liked about it, with the intensity that you put into it, when you rattled your head, your hair almost moved.
My hair ain't gonna move, Big Man. What you
No,
think?
but it's almost moved. It looked like it wanted to, like when Captain America first tried to pick up Thor's hammer, it just tweaked a little bit. It looked like it wanted
Dukes, you know what I found out, Dukes? When Uncle Neely want to give you a compliment or say good job or do like this, he'll go the other way. He'll go 360 or he'll go all the way around and say, listen, nah, we're gonna say something terrible about you. We're gonna say your hair ain't moved.
It took you 2 years to learn that? I see why you left Bible college.
I got it. Go tell Coach I left Bible college. You saw Coach's face when you said that?
Yeah, left Bible college because they tried to make you take a Bible class.
You said how?
Like you didn't see that coming.
The audacity of them to make me take
how
a
dare
Bible.
y'all? How dare y'all trip me with football and then try to put me in Genesis? Like, hey, I ain't come here for that.
Come here, argue with preachers. Man, I'm in for football.
Boy, what a day.
Amazing show,
It's just
man.
Monday. We got Wednesday and Friday. It's going to be a great weekend in Colorado. Of course, tomorrow night, you can catch us on the network with You Tell Me, and got a lot of great You Tell Me coming from last week. Wednesday, what Chico?
Rewind, because the comment was deleted more because they tried to put down the HBCUs. You feel what I'm saying? How you gonna do that? That was down in HBCU, right? If you really read the comment. Don't worry about what it said about me.
So tomorrow on the Pregame Network, we got Deuce to Scoop, Uncle Neely with You Tell Me. We're gonna be back Wednesday morning with another episode of the Morning Run, and then Friday, getting ready to close this thing out because that will be the day before the spring game, the day before practice 15. Chico, let me tell you something, man. Deuce, let me tell you something, because Deuce, you were here.
Mm-hmm.
All that 80-degree sunshine stuff we had, dog, the high Thursday is like 37. Like come on, man. We just had perfect weather.
Hey, man, Colorado weather like Atlanta weather. My dad always say, if you don't like the weather in Atlanta, just wait 3 days.
Yeah.
You ain't got to wait 3 days here. Just wait 3 hours.
For real.
It's gonna change. It is gonna change.
Chico, the best hair in Hawaii. I want to say that. Hey, my whole goal every show is to have Dukes do this right here, what he just did a minute ago. He said, he went back to looking at his phone.
Well, you achieve that goal every show.
Man,
all right, fellas.
That goal every go show.
Hey, that would be our
name. Yeah, no, y'all wrong in the chat.
I love the chat. That's why they say he transferred to UAB. Get you a Bible, not University of Alabama Birmingham, but get you a Bible.
Hey, Leon is crazy,
man. Howard, keep that there.
Yeah, but CU bus 35. I mean, I'm just saying, yeah, in the 50s Saturday, but like it's been in the 80s. That's a 30-degree drop. I mean, we're gonna be here kicking it regardless. Like the weather ain't gonna stop no show. I'm just saying. We might want to move the spring game up a week.
Right.
Great show. Once again, we appreciate everybody who tuned in, no matter where you're tuned in from. Put your city, your state, your country, wherever you're tuning in from. Put that in the chat right now before you get up out of here. At least do that for us. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you guys coming in our house and taking your shoes off, leaving them on the front porch. You know, washing your socks off before you come in. Because some people have dirty socks.
Don't bring your backpack in the house because roaches like to get in backpacks.
How you know that, huh?
Because this girl came on my house with a backpack and a roach came out of it.
Blame it on the girl. Shout out to Montgomery, Alabama, Cincinnati, Burlington, North Carolina, M-Town, Macon, Georgia. Is it MacTown or M-Town, Dukes?
North. Emmy Marshall, North. Memphis 10. I see you, North Memphis.
That's M-Town, Memphis 10. Arizona checking in. Gonna be my second home coming soon. Detroit. Oh, no. My family in Detroit. 85 degrees in South Texas. Shout out to McAllen, Texas. San Angelo, Texas. Austin,
Indy in the
Texas.
house. Indianapolis in the building. Naptown. Saginaw Pride. Saginaw, Michigan in the building.
317. Seaport, Savannah, Georgia. Shout out to Savannah State University. Aretha Burton said she missed the show. It's all right, Aretha Burton. Go bake some cakes and you can listen to the show at the same time. Make them biscuits from scratch.
Cat heads. Stockbridge, Georgia. Baton Rouge, Red Stick in the house.
Glockbridge. Yeah, they say Stockbridge got bad. The young folks call it Glockbridge.
Damn.
It ain't that bad, bro.
Fort Myers in the house. Coach Prime, whole town. North Fort Myers High School. Shout out to them guys.
239, ain't it? I might be wrong. Might be 239. I don't know. Derby City. Oh, no. What we talking about? Arlington, Texas. Valerie, Cleveland.
Yo.
You got anything to leave with on the positive note, or we just gonna get up out of here and just drop the mic?
Hey, man, like I said, man, just looking forward to this final great week here in Colorado. These next 10 days, 15 days or so are going to be spectacular because not only this week take us through the culmination of the spring game, next week, 7 days later takes us, through the NFL draft. So exciting closing out as we get to the midway point in April. We got 3 practices left. So practice schedule this week is going to be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then next Thursday will be the first round of draft. Kevin Dorsey, $4.99 super chat. I missed it, Chico. What's up, Unc? I was in New Orleans this weekend and met A.D. Robinson at the blackjack table. He probably didn't want you to tell that, but I told him I asked him for your show. Good dude. Yeah, A.D. Robinson and my man. I texted with him last week.
Trade day. Oh,
It should be a little membership thing somewhere, like the little dollar button or something. Don't make me lie to you.
Hit the join. It should be next to the subscribe. You should have a join button on the home page of all the channels. So y'all check out.
Yeah, it's on the homepage. That's right, Chico. Yeah, I don't think you can do it from the chat.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it from chat. You got to go to the home page on the desktop. You should be able to find it. But at the end of the day, y'all stay tuned. Each and every week, we coming at you with some live exclusives, man. Right here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time.
Every time I see Lanikia name, it's like it's provocative. It gets me going.
11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1
I don't know what it
p.m.
means, like Lanikia,
Eastern Time.
Yeah.
Unc should have just earned one from you right there, Dukes. He should have earned one of these right here from you, Dukes.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
I'm just reading the names, man. Shout out to Portia Harrison. That Y is for YVet, if y'all didn't know. She in Memphis 10. I see you.
Wait, who ain't swag? If I ain't swag. So.
All right, y'all finish slide. Hit y'all in a minute.
Yeah, because we just on here talking. I'm just trying to get up out of here. Unc, can we get up out of here?
You the push of the button, talking loud, saying nothing.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you.
Hey, you know what you should leave with, Chico?
Oh, Lord. What?
No, for real. Drop that Uncle Chico opening on their ass. Leave with that.
On the morning run?
Yeah,
right here?
It's a takeover.
It all right. Well, hey, I'm all about takeovers. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I can do it. I'm in charge. All right, great. Well,
You got complete autonomy.
Complete autonomy. Okay, here we go. Shouts out to all my people. Guantanamo Bay, all the way up to the coast. Yes, we're gonna take you to Uncle Chico. Here's the outro. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you, and good night. Yes, sir. Uncle Chico, Sunday Night Live. Live and direct.
It's another Sunday night. It's another Sunday night. Another Sunday night live with Unc and BiggDogg Chico.
Cold-blooded. It's another one. It's another one, baby. It's another one.
Another Sunday night live with Unc and BiggDogg. With Unc and BiggDogg. With Unc and BiggDogg.
So get ready for it.
Another Sunday night live. Unc and BiggDogg Chico.